Hello and welcome back to another Digging the Game. Now, this evening I am joined once again by the lovely Liv. Hello, Liv.
Hello.
And we're going to be examining a Twitch stream, which was like a live video feed, which was put up a couple of days ago by Ubisoft. And they were showcasing features of their upcoming game Far Cry Primal. It comes out towards the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And this game is of particular interest to us because obviously we tend to play games as archaeologists in this series, and this game is set in one of the most definitively archaeological periods. It is set in the late Paleolithic, around 10,000 BC. So I suppose... let's just dive in. I'll ask Liv in a moment what she thought of the stream. She actually recorded this for us. I was busy at the time, but let's just dive in with this for opening bit. I think this sort of sets the tone. So I'll just turn up the volume on it a bit, and here we go. Join the original fight for survival. So, Far Cry Primal is a game which is certainly trying hard, it seems. And do you think, Liv, after seeing the stream, that this game is going to satisfy the gamer and the archaeologist in you?
Yes, I do. Okay. There are some issues with the archaeological part of me with this game, but I'm really excited.
Okay.
The stream answered a lot of questions, and it gave me a few more, so I'm really curious about getting to play the game.
Okay. No, actually, when it comes to that bit that we just saw, I suppose one of the most obvious things which have come out of this is the question of how much attention they've paid to actual evidence for what was going on around about 10,000 BC, and the most glaringly obvious flaw immediately is the presence of a saber-toothed tiger, a creature which was long extinct before Homo sapiens came into the area where it had been. Do you think that's a forgivable thing, in so much as they could have gone with an aurochs, they could have gone with any number of other megafauna, scary, cool animals? What do you think?
I think it's forgivable. I'm not going to say I love it, but saber-toothed tigers are really, really cool, and it's a really common misconception, so I can see why they went with it.
Yeah. But it is nonetheless a misconception.
Exactly.
Which is a genuine shame. Now, I just want to quickly just pause it for a moment and move forward to a very interesting point. I'll just check whereabouts this is on the stream. It's about 3 minutes in, and that is language. This is the thing I'm probably most excited about with this game. In the trailer, they sort of hinted at this, and in this stream they show it off properly. So I'll just turn the volume up again and let's have a listen. Now, so I'm just going to pause it there. Sorry about the slight problems with the sound quality there, but the point is that they hired some specialists to construct a language, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And I think that they did a good job. It sounds as you were saying before, it sounds like it's full of sass. It's got banter.
Yeah, I love it. I love how human they make the humans.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's real human interaction, and it's so good to see in a game like this because it's really easy to make people like knuckle dragging cavemen.
No, absolutely, and also it immediately highlights a few things actually about them. First of all, they have language. Secondly, they have a sense of humour. They're competitive, and there is this sort of need to impress others, which is actually true as far as we can tell to the archaeology. We can tell that they probably almost certainly had language, but also that people could attain status. This is something that we see in various ways in archaeology. Now, that tool there, the stone tool mounted to a jawbone, that's something which I have to say the sort of the prehistorian in me kind of freaks out about. I'm not sure a jawbone with teeth jutting out is a good thing to hold, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess is this something that you think people are going to have to just basically suck up, as it were, if they're archaeologists with this, or do you think actually there should be an undercurrent sort of demanding that actually you came so close, and you ended up just going for the aesthetics?
I think you just have to suck it up. I mean, sure. I mean, authentic stone axes are super cool in themselves when we find them. But this one is cool, and they have a lot of other nice features in the weapon supply, which kind of makes up for it, I would say.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that in just a moment. I just want to as far as design goes, and I suppose form and function and all this kind of thing, something which is very interesting is they show off some of the designs, if I can just find where it is we're talking about, of characters, for example, here. They actually released some of these designs for so-called cosplayers, so people who want to dress up as the characters. And once again, it's walking this line between what is possible from the time, what looks cool, and ultimately frankly, what people assume about the Stone Age, so-called, or the Paleolithic in this instance. And as I said, the prehistorian in me slightly looks at that and goes, "It looks too rough and ready. I'm sorry. Yeah. It hasn't got the seams aren't well sewn. The clothes aren't practical." But you seem to like them.
Yeah, I think they're cool. And I'm not as much of a prehistorian as you are, so
or a pedant.
I think I have an easier time accepting the artistic license in this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the positives though in this design. There's some great positives. First of all, strong female character. Secondly, things like body art, tattoos, the fact that she has gathered trinkets, cowrie shells. That's a big thing, and other memorabilia, other paraphernalia, which each thing will probably have a story surrounding it. That's great, and actually. Again, it's something which I do appreciate in terms of the time that they've taken with this game. I mean, this thing will have been in development for years, so it's not as though they just did this overnight.
No.
So just going to just let the video play on for a little bit, and I think we're about to, if I can just find the pertinent point. Take a look at some tameable animals.
Yay!
Now, what are the animals that can be tamed in this game?
Among other things, you can tame bears, tigers, or really big cats. Because it's supposed to be set in something equal or like Eastern Europe, so I'm assuming not tigers.
Okay.
And you can also tame an owl that you can fly. Which is really cool.
Yeah, we'll come to the owl in a moment, I think. Yeah.
But you have a skill that's called Beastmaster in the game, which make you able to tame wild animals and have them help you.
Okay. Now this is a good thing. On the one hand, this is good because actually we know that prior to the height of the Ice Age, the last glacial maximum, around 22,000 BC, there was an attempt to do this, to work in particular with dogs and wolves. And once again, after the ice melted, this came around. And actually, for example, my pet dog, Indy, is a result of that, direct result of people in this kind of environment for these kind of reasons working with animals. But again, I mean, taming a tiger, or even, I mean, actually, here we go. This is the owl, isn't it? So here's an owl who has been trained to do what?
Drop basically bombs. Without the gunpowder, though. There is no gunpowder, as far as I know. But there are like bees and stuff like that in the bombs to drop on enemies.
Right. And I mean, and is the owl retrievable, or will it come back?
I think it is. I'm not sure. Otherwise, I guess you just tame another one.
Yeah, because that takes 10 minutes.
Taming and training an owl.
Yeah, to carry the bomb, the bee bomb, over the opponent's village. Speaking of which, actually, and this is actually something which is good. They're showing here a settlement which is not caves. These people. Oh no, there you go. That owl's dead. They're showing a settlement where actually people aren't living in caves. These aren't cavemen. That is a major positive, actually. They're actually showing people out in the wild and out defining spaces as homes or huts, this kind of thing. Here's one of those tameable animals you mentioned.
Yes, it's so cute.
Tiger-like in its appearance. And again, I don't fully buy into it. But at the same time, again, it's a computer game. I know that.
Yes.
But I suppose my question is, in all of this, why not go for those really cool animals which we know did exist at the time? So, for example, aurochs or giant deer, this kind of thing.
You can run into those kind of animals in the game as well.
Oh, okay.
But they're more for hunt.
I suppose taming an aurochs would be almost impossible.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, but then again, actually, so would taming a tiger. But anyway, we all know what happened in LA in that famous famous incident. Exactly. Now, later on in this feed, I'm just going to let the video carry on. They talk a little bit about the different types of people who are around, and this is like a giant valley setting with various environments in it, isn't it? What is the relationship between you and other people in this game?
Difficult.
Okay.
You're trying to build your own tribe, essentially, to be as strong as possible. You start out, I'm hoping I'm not saying too much, but you start out trapped in the beginning of the game. And you need to collect more of your own people, because you have your own people who is scattered around the map. And then you kill other tribes,
right?
Because they're not nice.
And that's interesting. I mean, and this is actually something where this may surprise you, may surprise some people, but actually I don't mind that. There is a tendency with people to paint prehistory, especially pre-bronze prehistory, certainly pre-iron prehistory, as a kind of a Marxist loving. Everyone was equal and they all shared resources, but actually there is evidence for warfare in the past. There's also evidence for fairly brutal treatment of people as well. Now it's not en masse. So, for example, archaeologists have never found a valley like this filled with the dead killed by stone axes.
No, not yet. Anyway,
not yet. But that's actually one of the most forgivable things, I think, in this whole design. This idea of conflict.
I think it's really refreshing as an archaeologist to not be stuck in this rosy, shimmery Paleolithic where everyone's friends.
No, I think so. And I'm just going to go to a certain point in the game just to take another look at something. You label it here as being a glorious sight. I think you might know what I'm about to show us.
Yeah.
And that glorious sight, if I can just get to it on the there we go, is this beautiful saber-toothed tiger. Let's see if I can get a better angle on it. There he is. Oh, it's a bit blurry, but you're sort of fighting this saber-toothed tiger. What is the ultimate goal in killing these creatures? That's something which actually I think is probably really important.
Gaining resources, gaining food.
Okay.
Because you don't have the kind of healing system that you have in the other games.
Uh-huh.
There is a healing system, otherwise this would be like the hardest game ever. But you need to eat and you need to take care of yourself to heal in this game.
Right.
And to be healthy. And you also need to gather resources to be able to craft stuff. So weapons and stuff will break.
As far as crafting goes, I mean, we can see here that the player has a stone-headed spear in his hand. As far as that goes, I mean, is the crafting? Did they actually flint knap in the game?
I don't know. They didn't show any.
Right. Okay.
But they said that you have to gather all the resources that you're going to use.
Right.
So, for an example, you have to gather wood, and I would assume you have to gather stone as well.
Okay. Now, something which some of the other characters are using at the moment include a bow. Is this forgivable? The use of the bow. The bow is, as far as we can tell. Oh, here you go. Here's a bow with 2 arrows, no less. We're going full Kevin Costner. Is this actually something which is okay? I mean, I know for the gaming community, not having a gun-like weapon would be a travesty.
Yes, but I think there would been an outcry if they didn't include a bow.
Yeah.
Sure, you can throw any weapon in the game, but I really can't see people accepting that they're going to have to kill a mammoth with throwing a club at it.
And yet, that's exactly what people did. Well, not throwing a club at it, that's just Monty Python-esque, but they would drive mammoth, they would throw presumably things like spears at them. The earliest bow that we found comes from the next Stone Age, when mammoth aren't necessarily so routinely on the menu. They probably were being hunted, but not in this part of the world. Certainly not at that point. It's complicated, and that's the point. Yeah. This is a big complicated thing. But I don't know. It would have been interesting. I would have liked to have seen something, maybe something else. Yeah, maybe something else. Maybe using was it atlatls? So you extend your throwing arm by having a stick that you mount to the spear and then you throw that, or possibly slingshots. This kind of thing. You can throw stones and whatever. That in a sling. That would be cool. For me, the bow it's a bit too modern. It doesn't quite fit in this environment. But again, this is where I have to sort of retreat a little bit and not be just like a spoil sport archaeologist, I guess. Yeah. But I mean, overall, I have to say, I think I'm impressed with what they've done.
I am. I mean, they have really considered a lot of things, like something that we take for granted. That was just coming up in that video, light pollution.
Yeah.
And that there was no light pollution. No. So the nights are really dark, and they even pointed out that in the early levels you probably don't want to go out and adventure in nighttime, because it will be too dangerous in the game. And you will need to use torches and stuff like that to be able to see.
Yeah, and that's a very good point, and this is the reason why I find it a little bit disjointing that at times they go so far off the reservation, because they've thought an awful lot about why fire was a very good idea. Kind of thing. They thought an awful lot about why what the results of walking out on your own in this landscape would be.
Another point with fire, though, that I just want to include when we're talking about it, is that it also serves to fend off beasts. So you can scare wild animals with fire. So it has multiple usage, which it would have had in the Stone Age as well.
I think you mentioned before also that the torches burn out as well.
Yes,
they're not
they do.
Infinitely on fire. And again, it's that sort of stuff which I think they've done a really good job on. And broadly speaking, I think that there are things which obviously it's always easy to nitpick at. So for example, here with this knife, this is where I just get a little bit frustrated because it's unnecessarily wrong. You know, there's so many great stone tool makers out there, and then so much good evidence that using a jawbone which is designed to slice flesh as a handle is a bit silly. But actually, something which we just found when we were looking for that little bit of footage is just here when they point out that there's actually a phrase book. There's a book where let me just get there. Sorry. Yeah, so it's just here where actually they point out that there's a phrase book where it says there, an adventure in language. That is incredibly cool, and again, it really deserve props for this. So this is presumably there's a phonetic guide there. Presumably there must be phrases. How many phrases? Yes,
I don't know exactly how many phrases it is, but the phrase book is at least 60 pages long.
60 pages long, right? Oh wow!
So it's all the research that they did to make this language is included in this phrase book, so you will be able to learn and talk this made-up Stone Age language, which is really, really cool.
That's extremely cool, and again, that's something where I think they've done such a good job. So I suppose this has been an opportunity to reflect a little bit on and get some stuff off my chest about this game.
Yes.
But ultimately, actually, I think I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully.
Yeah. So am I. Yeah. I'm so curious because they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us what the function was of the cave paintings. They just pointed out that you're going to find cave paintings in the game, and I'm like, oh, what's the point? Because it has to be a point if they're a actual part of the game.
Yeah, if they put parietal art, cave art into the game, then exactly that. But it could play a role in learning how to track certain animals. It could just be there for fun. Who knows? I mean,
or for telling stories about culture and the history of the peoples. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm so intrigued.
And actually, in that sense, that's a very real way in which. Actually, archaeologists welcome. We really genuinely do welcome people talking about this stuff. So that's actually where speculation is so helpful to us, and because ultimately this is prehistory. We don't know much about it, or we don't know everything about it, and therefore this is where you can have fun. So ultimately, all in all, I guess that's the point. This is a time that people can have fun with, and they are, and it's so interesting to see this, the Paleolithic in particular entering the realm of the computer game.
Yeah, and I think it's a really refreshing view on the Paleolithic, since it's intelligent people doing intelligent things in the Far Cry Gisto things.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, violence requires often a certain amount of Machiavellian intelligence, so it's all in there. So no, that's grand. Okay, well, hopefully, guys, you at home have enjoyed this little exploration of the Far Cry community live stream. Thank you so much once again to Liv for capturing this for us and making.
It was my pleasure.
Making those notes. Thank you. And I look forward to giving this a go. I mean, I don't know. We might possibly, maybe, hopefully, maybe get a review copy. Who knows? But it'd be great to actually explore this a little bit more. And, I suspect Liv might be doing the exploring because of her amazing PC.
Maybe.
But I look forward to seeing what's in here. And there's going to be a lot that we can criticise, but I think there's also going to be a lot which we can praise. And I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, do comment below if there's any questions you have which we haven't addressed. Liv and I will comment and respond to those questions, and let us know. Are you looking forward to this? Do you think this is necessary? Do you think this is an abomination?
Do you think we're being silly, being so picky?
That's true. Are we being silly, being so picky? Or am I right about the bow? Anyway, guys, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.